What is up, my Ramelia fans of Los Angeles Rams? Hopefully you guys got to see that stream. Oh, man, that was funny. Never even got to talk about the game. That was hilarious. Anyway, sorry about that. Oh, man, that's so hilarious. But anyway, he's still my buddy. He gets worked up, and he claims that he's not getting worked up. So that's hilarious. Oh man, I'm looking forward to the game. I just wanted to come on because I just thought that was funny. He disconnected me. That's hilarious, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Hold on. Oh, let's see. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the game. It don't matter. I told him that I picked the Rams to win. I said what I think the Rams are going to do. They're going to run at Bosa. They're going to look to block Fred Warner, and the Rams offense is going to go off on the secondary. So at least I was able to do that. But I'm sorry about that. We never even and we're friends, but he was getting out of line and asking the chat, do I look intelligent? And I'm just like, what? So that tells you right there that somebody is a little irritated. So, but that doesn't matter to me. That doesn't hurt my feelings, man. I mean, I used to get in trouble in school for smack talking people, and they would cry, and I'm not proud of that. But as a kid, that's what I would do, man. I don't have a problem with saying stuff that's in defense of myself, and but I'm sorry for that though, because I wanted to talk with him, but he gets into his feelings, and that's just what it is. He's a good guy still. I appreciate it. But sorry about that. I did want to talk about the game. We kept trying to, and then the little minions were saying stuff, and so I just answered a couple. And I'm talking to the other guy, and he's saying stuff. So, all right, let's see. Let's get into the chat. Lambertine says, this dude wasn't letting you get no words in edgewise. He was getting butthurt about everything. You were saying that you were coming with nothing but facts, and all he was doing was getting butthurt. Yeah, and like I said, me and him are still friends, but he was saying some off the cuff, out of line comments that had nothing to do with it. We were just talking about, hey, talk about football, and he asked this chat, does he look and tell? I'm like, dude, okay, now you're making me, it's like that movie from the 80s with Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top. He puts his hat on backwards. Now I'm putting my hat on backwards, and now you messed up because now you're opening the Pandora's box. And if you noticed, everything that he was bringing up from Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay and Papa Shanahan being with the Redskins, and I have an answer for everything because I know about this stuff. Everything. And what does it matter? It matters because that's the history between these teams. When the Niners won those 5 Super Bowls, God bless them, the Rams had an owner who shall be the woman who shall be nameless, didn't go over the top to get players. The Rams went to 2 championship games in '85 and '89 in the middle of the Niners' heyday. And because they didn't have the owner to play players and get us over the top, weren't able to get a breakthrough and get a Super Bowl. And they ended up trading Eric Dickerson. So I was just giving him some information. He's not going to care about that, but I was giving him my take on it. So, but that stuff happened. That stuff did happen. And she says, hi, Ramelia, how you doing? SG, appreciate you. Jacques Fortune says, he's too much, Rudy. Like I said, he's still my friend. I'll say, hey, man, you still okay? But it was funny, though, because he cut me out. Well, you know what? Okay, you're not mad, right? Tribe says, what's up, Rudy? How you doing? Try, appreciate you. Gilbert says, what's up, Rudy? Don't sweat the small things, brother. I just like to shove it out, but I have to know I'm on Trump. No, you're good, man. That's one thing about it. Just so you know, we can all have our. I was mentioning him because me and Beth, his name's Beto, and we're good friends. We just I don't know what happened there, but we go back and forth. No, you're fine, man. Everyone has a right to their beliefs. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, we have our own beliefs. We come from different backgrounds, that doesn't matter, man. I shouldn't have brought that up because this has nothing to do with politics. I was just joking with them. You can tell that I was just trying to get under his skin, and I was just joking with them. But it's just funny because I was like, wait a minute. Now you're going, when you're asking your chat about does he look intelligent? I'm like, man, come on, dude. Seriously? You're telling me? I mean, what do you think I'm going to come? And I still didn't. I still didn't. I was just talking about what he was saying. Darius is Rudy, that was 41 or lost it. Darius says, is he really a true friend? Well, he's a friend. Okay, Darius, so I know him. He's a friend. I know him from YouTube. And we've had arguments before. But it's okay. He is a buddy, though. Well, we talked about stuff off air, and so, but I still consider him a friend. But I could tell that that's why I say I'm like, oh no, you're not getting under my skin. I can see it. Let's just get to the game. But it's okay. But thank you, Darius. But I'm sorry for that because we didn't even get a chance to talk much about the game. I gave you some of my plan. I think that the Rams are going to run at Bosa. Somebody needs to account for Fred Warner coming in and torpedoing the running back. Stafford needs to get the ball out of his hands quick. We need to use Whittington in the Puka Nacua position, move him all around, get him open. Charvarius Ward probably won't play because he has a knee and tightness in his hamstring. He'll be a game time situation. Kittle's not going to be there. They're already without CMC and Debo. We have a fighting chance, man, even with all these injuries, and we need this win. Suckers LMAO. But yeah, he is a good buddy, man. I'll probably be the bigger guy and apologize to him. I'm sorry that you got mad, man. Giver says, yeah, you could tell he was starting to get a little interrupting you and shouting a lot. I talk loud no matter what, so but it was okay. So what do you guys in the chat think? Okay, so I understand his point, and we've talked. See, when I talk to you about something already before, and then you're bringing up the same question, I'm like looking at you sideways, like we've talked about this before, and we don't agree. But I understand why he doesn't agree because the Niners don't have any NFL championships. They have those 5 Super Bowls, which is good enough. That's way over the top. 5 Super Bowls. The Niners and Rams history is different. In the Super Bowl era in the 80s, when they won those, the woman who shall be nameless wasn't paying players. We had the wrong owner to win. That's what was wrong at that era. We would field good teams, but we didn't have an owner like a Stan Kroenke, like they had Eddie DeBartolo Jr. to match up. To say that the NFL championships don't mean anything, or that doesn't make sense. That's why I brought up the comment. Was Jim Brown a great player? Was Y.E. Tito a great player? Was Crazy Legs Hirsch a great player? All of them won NFL championships, so those don't matter. So anyway, but in the chat, so what do you guys think about that? Do you think, I know that the Super Bowls are different. We've talked about this before, but he brought it up because he's, 5 Super Bowls. In the chat, what do you guys think? Do you think that, I know that they're different because now they have the Lombardi trophy. It's the silver, beautiful trophy. They do things differently. But if you were, like I mentioned to him, 85 years old, 90 years old, and your team won the NFL championship, which was the highest honor at that time, that don't matter? Like, you would be like, what are you talking about, right? So what do you guys think in the chat about that? I know that it's different. It's Super Bowl era versus non-Super Bowl era, but it was still a championships. Jesus says Super Bowls and championships, it's the same damn thing. We have 4. Yup. And I do understand, and I've talked to him before about this, that yes, they're different. They give rings now. They give big Lombardi trophies. That's a marketing thing. That's how they do it now. Back in the day, they didn't do it. There was not as much money in the NFL. There was less teams. And he made that point. And I'm looking at him like, yeah, it was different. In the less teams, there's more talent on all the teams. So, but still, that's the championship that was available. Why would you demean that just because your team didn't have any? That's why I said, and we've talked about that before. That's why I'm just like, are you bringing that up again? I'm not going to change my answer. But anyway, but it's Niners Rams week. Stockton says, you guys are hilarious. G-Rest says 40 waters for you. Props to you, Darius. Appreciate you, man. King Mufasa, Niners gang, really props to you, King Mufasa. And again, I'm sorry for that. And I'll be on again with Beto. But he is a buddy. But I guess I know how to get under his skin, man. But he says no, but you could tell. And then he cut me off. I was just, let's talk about it. And whatever. Not going to talk about that. Just you won, Rudy. And I wasn't even trying to win. I was just answering for myself what my point was. And he would walk right into it, and I tee it up, and then I walk. It's like on a tee. I put the ball on the tee, waiting for him, and then boom, it's over the park. It's a home run. I knew that was coming with the Super Bowls. I'm like, we already talked about that before, man. We've talked about that. Jerry says, King Mufasa fell off that cliff. I wish, but honestly, King Mufasa and all you guys, I wish that we were at, listen, I wanted both teams to be at full strength. I wanted our offensive line to be stout, healthy, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp there, you guys to have CMC. I wanted a hell of a game, man. Whichever team wins. We're both beat up. We're beat up a little bit more. I wanted that, man. I don't like injuries. I want to beat the best. The Niners have been the best team in the West the last couple years, and so I want to be the best. But this doesn't show us anything because we have injuries in key situations. We got some of our guys back on the O-line, but that's what I was hoping for. But Jack Virtue says, I like my drunk Theos talking football. That's funny. Saga says, Royal Rumble. But it is funny because we've talked I swear to you guys, I've talked to him before about that. Why are you bringing stuff up that we've already talked about? It was basically like this.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Rams fans, let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, man. But actually, let's see. Do I have that clip that I was talking to him about? Let's see. Let's see. Is this it? Hold on.
Wentz.
That's not it. Hold on.
0 for 3 with the tip interception. Got to get a nice quick hit and run here.
I can't see with the comment. Hold on. Let me get that out of the way. Hold on. I was wondering why he wanted me to go on his show instead of mine.
Since 0 for 3 with the tip interception. Got to get a nice quick hit and run. Since 0 for 3 with the tip interception. Got to get a nice quick hit and run here. A quick completion just to get back on the board. On first down, Stafford. There's that quick hit and run.
Where the heck is that damn clip? Hold on. Okay, here it is.
And watch Puka Nacua just get through this thing and give the quarterback an opportunity. Perfectly thrown ball by Wentz, and it's good coverage by Ward, but Puka just beats him on the outside. That's called the slant fade, inside leverage.
That was Travarius Ward, but there was another look at it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it's somewhere there. But yeah, that was the third quarter. I think that one was. There was one play that Puka caught, and we got the record. It was like the third quarter, and some of those starters were still in there. That doesn't even matter. But I know what I saw. Kimo says Rudy fell off the cliff. Yeah, he pushed me over. He ended the line. You know you're upset when you just end the live. I'm taking my ball. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take my ball. I'm not mad, he says. That's why I can tell, man. I'm a veteran at this stuff. I can tell what I'm getting, and then I just push more. I just and I wasn't even trying. I was just like, listen, to give you the fact that doesn't matter. Then why do you bring it up? But that's the ultimate, basically throwing in the towel. When you say that you're not mad, and then you just cut the stream off. You basically took your ball, went home. Oh man. Jerry says 49er fans have been butthurt since 1995. So he basically said, "You look stupid." That's disrespect. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to say. He was mad because when else would you say that unless you were mad? And so then he wanted me to pop. Man, we're friends, and that's why I had to let him know that even my friends, when they're out of line, man, my mouth would just, get you. It doesn't. If you're out of line, I'll let you know. It don't matter. I mean, you could have saved my life yesterday in the fire, but you say something like that, I'm like, man, thank you for saving me. But that to me, that wasn't cool. But it didn't bother me. I was just like, looking at him like, really? You said that? Okay. But I didn't disrespect him. I was just basically telling him that you're the one who said that. No, I didn't. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that more. Dr. C basically said, yeah, we got that already. Props to you, Darius. Kinky says, I'm a 49 fans. I really don't like Rudy's takes, but kicking out Rudy off the show, that was kind of soft, not going all in. Appreciate you, man. I know, like I said, we're still friends. I consider him a friend. Like we haven't met each other, just online, and we talked behind the scenes. So, I there's no reason to get into the stuff that we were talking about, but I was just explaining myself. We can have difference of opinions. I was even going into politics, which I'm messing around. Everyone has a right to their politics, just so you guys know. So that's that. But I won't bring that stuff up. I was just kidding him because we've talked behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, I was trying to get to talk about the thing, but then I was just answering some questions in the chat, and then he was chiming. I'm like, wait, I'm talking to this guy. Anyway, Jim Evers says McVay cooked Kyle. Yes, indeed. ESJ says that guy was unlikable, Rudy. It's okay, man. But yeah, he's a good guy, man. He did kick me off his stream. But that was funny that he got mad and kicked me off. But no, we're still friends. I'll reach out to him, and that is funny though, man. That is funny. But yeah, that is funny. King Mufasa says Jim Everett has been hiding from Rumble. King Mufasa, just so you know too. When you see my name in Rumble's chat, I haven't been in there for months. It's not me. So just so you know, there's a fake Remelia that comes on there with my same username, and they talk about all kinds of stuff. Like me and Beto, Niner Sickness, or we go at each other. But I just talk about the teams and this and that, and McVay's going to do this, or Kyle Shanahan's not going to do that. In Rumble's chat, that's not me, and I don't know why Rumble doesn't block that person. But just so you know, since you are in the Rumble's chat from what I'm reading here, just so you know. Yeah, she says arrogant and condescending. Yeah, he gets like that, but he's still a good guy though. Like props to him, he was a Marine, and so props to him. Tribe says ever Frank Gore. Love it. One color Ram. FTP. Horns up, everybody. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. And I'll let you know with the gear, man. We're gonna be gray here. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Dr. Christ, when someone says something personal, but he says you look. I mean, listen. That wasn't. I mean, I was just like, really? You're gonna ask your chat that, and you're not mad? That doesn't bother me. It takes a lot more than that, man. Steal my money, scratch my car. That makes me mad. But words. I'll kind of like look at you like, really? Okay. But it's fine. Ram Times Mufasa has been hiding from everyone. Here are some Mufasa's Rams 27, no QB, Niners 22. Love it. Props to King Mufasa for coming in. Ram Times says horns the F up. Yes, indeed. Love it. She just telling me out, what the heck just happened? We've had some good argument matches before, but a lot of it we've already talked about. Like, why bring that up? But this is what I was talking about, just so you guys know. You guys have seen this. Talk about Levi South and why don't we Ram fans? Remember we talked about that earlier. Listen what they say.
This man might be one of the 49ers faithful, but as the fan enthusiasm wanes for the losing team, concern grows in Santa Clara, which counts on attendance as a major revenue source. ABC 7 News reporter David Louie looks at why empty seats are a cause for alarm. He's live at Levi Stadium. David.
A concern over empty seats is coming at a crucial time. The team already has asked the city of Santa Clara to give it a rent break. Now, the dismal season is also causing some of the former faithful to stay away.
They were asking for a rent break because fans weren't showing up game after, not just one game. Like they make fun. Oh, the Rams. Why don't the Rams show up to the Rams versus Niners? Well, yeah, I don't like it either. But I told him why, and I don't like that answer that I gave him either. But it's not just one game. That in 2016 into 2017, the Niner fans weren't showing up to their own stadium. So you can't flex and get credit for showing up now when they're like favorites in Vegas to win the Super Bowl. Okay, fine. Where were you a few years ago? So that's why he doesn't. I just look at him like, okay, you guys take over our stadium. Yeah, but we couldn't even field your stadium. So, but anyway, that is funny though. That they flex now on that. They try to flex now, and it was only like a few years ago that they couldn't even fill their own stadium, and that was game after game. They were asking for a rent break. Niner fans were reneging on their season pass, and I mentioned that I gave it up because of the parking pass. I couldn't get parking, which is stupid. The Rams were a hot ticket, and by the time they put us in the queue, parking passes are sold out. Now I had to make my own way for parking, and I had a season ticket. But they did it because they didn't want to show up to the game. That's different. I wanted to show up, but I didn't have parking. Because like if we and my buddies would go to the games. There's usually 3 of us in the car. So we'd share the parking pass. But if the other 2 don't go, or one of them can't go, or 2 of them can't go, at least I have the parking pass that we already paid for. I don't have to come up with $150, depending on the game, $200, and park somewhere adjacent to the stadium somewhere. But that's why I did that. But they did it because they just didn't want to go. All right, let's get into a quick clip.
I'm looking for all of us to respond, to play up to the standards the way that we're capable of, to play with a mental and a physical toughness, to play smart. 3 hours will never define us unless we allow it to. And I don't believe that that's what's going to be the case with our football team.
Look for Jared Verse and Kobe Turner to be big players in this game. Kobe Turner and also Bobby Brown III, my prerogative. They're going to push the middle. They got to keep Brock Purdy in a bubble on the side. Don't let him scramble out too much. It's hard because he's pretty mobile. But look for Jared Verse and Byron Young to eat. And Fisk and Verse are going to stunt because you know what? As great as Trent Williams is, he's an older player now, and also he's not in game shape. They're going to stunt, and Verse is going to get past him, or Fisk is going to get past him a couple of times. You just got to tackle the quarterback when you get there. Look for Demarcus Robinson and Whittington to play in the to give his best Puka Nacua impression, getting balls downfield. Stafford's going to get the ball out quick. Hopefully, we'll take some deep passes with Charvarius Ward out. I think he's not going to play. Get him downfield. Look for Tyler Johnson to have a few catches too if he's able to get in, and Parkinson to be a big factor. We're going to have to use all these different players, and also Blake Corum is going to be a big factor too with his lower body strength and keep them both fresh running downfield. So I'm looking forward to this game, man. Like I said that before, it's not an excuse. You got to play all games, but sandwiched into the Niner game and the Detroit Lion game is in the middle is the Arizona Cardinal game, and we didn't come out ready. We didn't come out on fire like we were against Detroit. And then Kyler Murray came out on fire, and he was just hitting out. And then Harrison Jr. had a bad game in the first game where he struggled or didn't do anything. He came out and they were on fire, and then it just snowheeled. And then Cooper Kupp got hurt when we're trying to drive and score. It just snowballed. That happens. And then now the Niner game. So that's what I was saying. Could the young Rams looking forward, coming off of that loss, losing some, giving your all, losing a game in overtime, didn't even get a chance to go back out there on the field. They should have left that Super Bowl rule for the regular season the following year, where the other team gets a chance to score a touchdown. We lost that game, and now the Niner game. Maybe we were looking forward to the Niner game. I don't know, but we will see. Sunday will be a big testament to how the defense bounces back with Chris Shula, and so I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to this game. I have us still winning. Roy says Winers love living the past, but only way in the past. Way in the past. Family says your ass got whooped. I don't know where you saw that from, but okay. Rami Tai says that you sounded like a girl you just broke up with and hung up on you. Chris says Rudy Cook bet though, and I'm a Niners fan. And I want to say something. I appreciate it, Chris. I wasn't trying to do that, but when you say something and I don't, that it, to me is kind of demeaning to me, I'm just gonna get it out on you. But also too, we've already talked about this stuff before. I don't know why he brings that, like the 5 Super Bowls. Congrats. Listen, fine. But I don't want to talk about it anymore, but that's not what that wasn't what I was trying to do. But thank you. I appreciate it, Chris. And also Chris too, since you're here too, I think you heard from the other guy, whoever's in Rombo's chat, I haven't been there in a long time. That's not me. So you can let everybody know. You can tell the way the back and forth go, because I don't do personal attacks. Me and Beth were going at it, but I don't call names and stuff. And I saw people have showed me screenshots of what the person's saying, and it's not me. So if you could let people know, appreciate it, that's not in me. That's the fake Remedia. That's what they call him. And it's amazing that YouTube allows them to use the same avatar, the same name, the way it's written. It's stupid. But yeah, so just so you know, appreciate it, Chris. King Mufasa says Jimmy Garoppolo starting Sunday for the Rams, winless Rams. Hopefully Jimmy will come in. Listen, I was saying, I was telling this to somebody. Imagine Matthew Stafford gets thrown out of the game late in the game. It's a tight game, right? He gets mad at somebody, grabs him by the face mask or something. He gets kicked out, right? That way he's not hurt, but he's out of the game. In comes Jimmy Garoppolo with a couple minutes left, gets the game-winning drive against the Niners. That would be beautiful, man. That would be so beautiful. And yeah, she says everything sounds like a conversation except when you talk about the Rams 49ers. Then it becomes a debate, which he can't handle. Sharford says he's a cry bully. Feminine shit, I swear. Appreciate it. Gina says Rudy versus Beto round 3 on pay-per-view coming soon. Yes, GC. He rage quitted. I don't know why he got mad, but okay. Niners by 19. Ooh. All right. King Mufasa, Stafford, noodle arm can't throw me. Man, Stafford don't got no noodle arm, King Mufasa. You know that Stafford's the real deal, man. You know he is. Matter of fact, talking about Stafford. There's no sound, but there's the man, the myth, the legend. Glock 9, ready to go. Let's see. Old noodle arm Stafford, they call him.
Wide receiver blocking so important. Kaiser White almost got to Stafford, who buys time, launches for Robinson, who makes a catch downfield. I
think we're going to see a lot of that on Sunday. We're going to see a lot of that on Sunday, man, with that secondary. Yeah, she says, you forgot that BA has been a no-show. Yeah. He sat out from training camp, messing around with the social media, trying to get paid. We got to watch him, man. If George Kittle doesn't play, that's a big advantage. I know they got that Cowing kid, Cowing. He's got some good speed. We got to look for him. He's probably going to try to get him off. But yeah, we got to watch BA. BA cannot be a reason why we lose this game or they keep it close. King says, if you're a Niner fan, you're going to have thicker spine in a minute. If not, you ain't gonna make it. Yeah, man. Because you know what? Listen, I've been a Ram fan since I was a kid in '79. Okay, I've been through the lean years, through the Tony Banks years when we with Steve Walsh quarterback. I can't remember his name, but the Rich Brooks coach teams, man. They went to St. Louis. I'm in Southern California. I had to go to. It was loyalty over location. I had to go to the sporting, fans or going to the game. I think at that time, the NFL wear shops, and you see the familiar Rams helmet and logo. The logo was a little bit different, and then on the top it said St. Louis. You're like, oh, my heart. But it was loyalty over location, man. Just like our Romelia in St. Louis and Cleveland before that, it's loyalty over location. Gina says, Beto did a Roberto Duran and said, no mas. No mas. Price says, Jim Everett school rumble like a third grade math teacher. Chris Anderson says, he said Rudy talks about the past and he brings up the 80s. Jim Everett says, Rudy barbecued that whiner. King Mufasa says, Jim Everett, bow down to the Niners gang. I'll tell you what, King Mufasa, man, I like you. You're in here. It's all about sports. But man, you guys, listen, it bothers me that you guys get it. I mean, even with Chris Mullins, even with the quarterback Mullins, Chris Mullins was a Indiana Pacer. When Mullins at quarterback and we had golf, and even when we were winning, we went on a 3-1 streak against you guys. When Shanahan got there, we won the first 2 years that we were 3-1. We lost the one game because we sat all of our starters because we were in the playoffs against the Falcons, and Jimmy Garoppolo was making his entrance, and he beat a bunch of no names. But we could have probably maybe swept the Niners of that team because you guys were. But Jimmy Garoppolo was hot, who knows? But they didn't have nothing to play for. They were 1-10. Jimmy Garoppolo came in and won 5 straight games. But we had our way with the Niners until they got better, and then Jared Goff still made some stupid mistakes. But yeah, man, you guys have our number in the regular season. I'll give you that. Robbie Ty says he was as red as his jersey. Niners by 0, Fabian says. ASJ says, do you know what, Rudy? So what if they don't count the NFL championships? There will be a day when we come close to the 5 Super Bowls that they have. Trust me. Great comment. No, one thing I want to say, you have to win this Super Bowl. You have to win when you're there. But we can thank one man, possibly the NFL, for we won 2 Super Bowls like we were establishing since free agency era. 2, we should have won 4 if it wasn't for Thomas Brady. The Spygate, Rams were favored by 14, 17 points, whatever it was. We would get right to the red zone. They would hold and grab and tackle, and we'd have to kick field goals. They got out to a lead. We came back and tied it. They beat us with a field goal. We should have won that one. So that's 1 Super Bowl. That would have been 3. 2018, we got that lucky call against the Saints, but there was other stuff in the championship game that there was other stuff that went on, like a golf face mask. They got golf face mask in the red zone, didn't call it. We had to kick a field goal. We would have got a touchdown. That last penalty against the New Orleans Saints wouldn't have mattered so much, but we got that. But we went to the Super Bowl, and then Todd Gurley's knee was acting up. He wasn't as explosive as he was before. Cooper Kupp didn't even play. Jared Goff was late on a couple of deep passes, and we ended up they didn't give us a call at the goal line where they grabbed Cook's hand. We would have had 1st and goal. At that time, it was 10-3. It would have been 10-10. And but yeah, so a young Jared Goff missed a couple of big plays, and Cooks was wide. He was going like this. There was nobody around. He goes, oh, he threw it. The guy from the Patriots ran all the way across at the last minute, knocked it out of bounds. So, we scored 3 points, but Thomas Brady, imagine we'd have 4 Super Bowls and 2 NFL championships, but it is what it is. You got to win, man. You got to win. But yes, indeed. Thomas says 19. Niners by 19, he says. Chris Hansen says, I'm a Niners fan, but Beto got destroyed. The more Beto talked, the dumber he sounded. He you know, when you get mad, you start, you know, but that stuff doesn't matter to me. I was just getting under his skin. I was just messing. He knows that, but we've already talked about that. I don't know why he brings that stuff up. I appreciate it, Chris. Daniel Berry Sports. Yo, how you doing, Daniel Berry? Jim says 3 Super Bowl wins in the 80s with our current owner. Man, that's why I brought her up, because imagine in the NFC West, you had the woman who shall be nameless as the Rams owner. Okay. And they were good to a point. They had really good teams. They hired John Robinson, made some good choices, traded for Jim Everett, but they traded Eric Dickerson. They didn't pay her. John Shaw, the Rams GM, talked her into it. Why would you do that? That's like trading Emmitt Smith right before Troy Aikman's going to take off. And so that's why I say they won them, and they had to win them. But you had one team in Los Angeles that if they had an owner like a Carol Rosenblum or Stan Kroenke, it could have been different, because we would always split. If you remember the John Robinson Rams, we would split with them. They'd beat us in Anaheim, and we'd beat them in San Francisco. They beat us in San Francisco, and then we beat them in Anaheim. They would split, and they were very close, but they had the Hall of Famers. We never got guys over the top, or we didn't pay guys and kept them. And so yeah, man. But yeah, the props to them though. But that was a heck of a man. 13 years, 5 Super Bowls. I mean, that's something to be very proud of. Saga says, if the NFL didn't want the championships to count, they wouldn't have kept the records. That's exactly what I was trying to point. Oh, sorry, my guy Gilbert. Exactly, that's what he wants to talk about. And if it's not about his championships, that he doesn't want to talk about it. Yep. Gina says Super Bowls are championship. It's the same damn thing. We have 4. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I understand that they're different technically. The NFL is, and I mentioned this, the Lombardi Trophy. You can see it nice on the screen. They even changed the trophy for the NFC Championship, from what I remember. It looks different now. It doesn't look the same as it did before. And that was not too long ago. And it's more marketing. It's all about business with the NFL, much more so with the TV contracts and everything. It was different. But at that time, there was no Super Bowl. It was called the NFL Championship. And that's why I mentioned Y.E. Tittle, famous Niners quarterback back in the day, Jim Brown, Crazy Legs Hirsch, Norm Van Brocklin, Bob Waterfield. Those are great players. They won championships. They're different than the Super Bowl, but that was the NFL championship. So when you say we're 4-time NFL champions, that's true, because they're all NFL championships. Chris Hansen says, the Niner fans, we need a new ring. Yeah, it's been, man, as a Dodger fan, even though it's the bubble or the COVID ring or whatever you want to call it with the Lakers too and the Dodgers, at least we got it. Half of the season with the Lakers. Jack 42 is 100%. Yes, indeed. Travis says, we have 4. Yes, indeed. We should have 6. Chris Hansen's embarrassed. Beto embarrass himself. It's okay. We just we had a good conversation. Things are so much different back then. Looking like how many championships does Celtics have? That's before they only had like 10 teams in the league. Yep. Also, too, like like for instance, if you want to just nitpick everything, the 1927 Yankees, and the 30 Yankees and the 40s, they won all those championships. They won those championships without black players or minorities. Do those not count? Now, that's where you should put an asterisk, in my opinion. But even those count. So why not? So that's why it doesn't make sense to me. But we have a difference of opinion, and we've already talked about that. But that's where I go with it too. Like in baseball, at one time, minorities couldn't play. But do they not count? They still count those championships. They still do. That's worse than saying, oh, well, there's only 10 teams or whatever, That wasn't the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, because it wasn't around then. ESG says it's sad to live in the past. I wish I could go back. Oh man, to be 25 again. Robert says, much respect to King Mufasa. Yes, indeed. Mufasa. That's a cool name. Jack 42 says, I'd never let my friends talk to me like that. F that dude. Appreciate it, man. No, I mean, he was upset, and I'll reach out to him, man. I like him still. Gilbert says, hey, Rudy, it's going to take a few years to get righteous Ram fans back to understand. So right now they can take all the crap they want. Yep. And listen, the Ram fan base is growing. It really is. A lot of people in Southern California already had teams. They did, but now they say, you know what? Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, the new guys, Puka Nacua. As long as you get guys that are great players and you're in the playoffs, even if you don't win Super Bowls, if you're in the playoffs and you're able to buy playoff tickets and people want to watch you, even like my guys in here, like Chris Hansen. He's a Niner fan. So let's say the Rams have a good team. They field a great team. And Puka Nacua, let's say Cooper Kupp's there, Stafford's dealing, and it's a Monday night football game, and it's the Rams versus the Ravens. Chris Hansen will probably watch that because you hope the Rams lose because you're a Niner fan, but that's entertaining. You want to see that game. That's what I'm talking about. And then you say, you know what? I'm a Ravens fan or I'm a Dolphins fan or whatever, but I like the Rams too. I picked the team before they came back to Los Angeles, but my nephew wants to come. Let me bring him. Stuff like that. And that's just the way it goes, man. Because back in the days, the Rams had set records for attendance. They the first team to honor over 100,000 fans at the Coliseum. And as a matter of fact, the other team was the Niners back in the day. So amazing fan attendance. Chris Hansen says, Chris Hansen says, Rams won two years ago, Niners 30. Yep. And to me, it still seems like a long time ago, man, because you know what? I'm going to tell you this, that we won the Super Bowl. That's all that counts. That banner right there. It sucks, though, that we never got to run it back. And what I mean by that is retired went and he should have, because he rode out into the sunset, is Big Whit. OBJ was hurt, didn't even play the year. We thought we were going to try to bring him back, but he didn't even play the next year. Von Miller got the bag in Buffalo. And then we had all these injuries. We lost Corbett, a couple guys on the offensive line. We had all these injuries. We never got to run it back with that Super Bowl team intact. So that's the frustrating. And then we had injuries like we do now with the offensive line, but it was worse. We were actually getting guys off of the street that were security guards for their job place because they had experience in the NFL. We were so desperate for offensive linemen to come and play. We had 12 different lineups in 12 different games. Something to that. Imagine trying to play. And then Donald went out the first time in his career that he went out for multiple games, injured. Matthew Stafford went out. Cooper Kupp went out. It was horrible. Van Jefferson. It just sucks that we never really got to run it back with that same team. But anyway, I'll take it. Rami Tai says, look, if you can't take shit, don't talk shit. Beto can dish it, but can't handle it. The heat is coming back at him. SM says they absolutely count. They're in different category than Super Bowl. Saying them don't matter is all disrespectful. And that's where I was trying to make my point. And he doesn't clearly accept that, which is fine. But why bring that up then? Why can't you just say, well, I don't agree with you, but we'll just let it go? Because you're demeaning the accolades of Crazy Legs Hurst, Bob Water. You can't have Super Bowls without the foundation of the NFL championship and all that stuff. TV. Listen, the Rams were one of the first franchises to televise their road games. That's what we do now. That's one of the building blocks. The Rams were one of the first teams to televise their playoff games. Now we do that, and they're big contracts. The Rams were one of the first teams to have their, if not the first, I'm saying one of them because I can't remember if they were or one of the first, I think they're the first in each one of these to have their games colorized for televisions that had colorization. Things like the Rams were one of the first. I think they were the first team to employ scouts for scouting teams. Pete Rozelle, the commissioner of the NFL, came out of the Rams front office. Tex Schramm, the architect of the Dallas Cowboys doomsday defense and got all those players, Roger Staubach and all that. The Cowboys GM came out of the Rams front office. The Rams were one of the first teams, were the first team to paint a logo on their helmet. The Rams broke the color barrier a year before Jackie Robinson when they came to Los Angeles in football, a year before Jackie Robinson did in baseball with my Dodgers. Amazing history. So you're just going to say, oh, that don't matter. That wasn't in the Super Bowl era. Andrew says, as a Niner fan, I don't bring up none of those Super Bowls, 80 Super Bowls. I'm going to tell you something, Andrew, that we just talked smack. We that was a long time ago, but no, you have every right to be proud of that. Okay, because that's your team. Okay, no matter what we say. I mean, we're kidding you guys because they make fun of you. We have 5. You guys only have 2. Yeah, but we have the last 2. They're not from 30 years ago. So I just want you to know that there's nothing wrong with that because listen, as a Dodger fan, I had to hear it too, man. We had 5 championships and we finally won the 6th one, but it took a long time. And the last one was 88. And so I understand, but no, there's nothing wrong with that. So I kid because they always bring up the 5 Super Bowls. And I'm like, well, what does it have to do with now? Even ours from a few years ago, it's a different team. We have the same key players in the offense with Kupp and Stafford, but that's all I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your team's history, man. SM says, I miss Puka. Me too, man. I miss him. Ramitai says, what's 2024 to 1994? 30 years. Jamar says, 41ers was all up in his feelings, just embarrassing. That's funny. Fabian says, what are the excuses after you guys lose Sunday? No excuses, man. Listen, Fabian, both teams are hurt. Listen, for me, you're talking to the right person. I'll watch the game. If the Rams lose, I'll be upset. But I tip my cap to the Niners, unless it's a close game, right? And like against the Detroit Lions, the Rams are going into field goal position. They grab a jersey of one of our players and everyone sees it and they don't call it. That would have set us up in field goal range. Something like that would piss me off, but hey, we should have scored earlier, right? But that stuff is different. I'll give my take on the game and reasons why we lost, but we just always tip your cap to the team because all that matters is the W. The W, how do you do it? Like this. That's all that matters. So there won't be no excuses, man. Both teams are beat up. I wanted both teams to be healthy and mano a mano, man. I wanted to see your defensive line against our offensive line. Jonah Jackson, Steve Avila, Havenstein, Dotson, Alaric Jackson. Woo, man. I mean, but we're not going to have that this game. Hopefully the next game will be. Chris says, Beto was mad when he starts talking like he's smart. No, he's a smart guy, but I just don't like when you're trying to like say something else. B.A. Stockton. Yeah, she says he called you a look. It's okay, man. It's fine. Yeah, he was upset. I could tell. Robin ties Bethel's face. Robin says, you own him with no apologies. No, I'm not. Didn't do anything. Don't make me apologize for making you feel bad. I mean, I was going to say that, but then I knew he would have hung up earlier. So let me get this straight. You're going to make me apologize for making you feel bad. Okay. Chris says, Romney ties facts. But I did like to put down, you know how like you kind of sit back and you see yourself from afar? I did kind of like the way I was rolling because I get on a roll sometimes. When I told him, when he was talking about Kyle Shanahan and Papa Shanahan and Sean McVay, and I was like, yeah, Sean McVay is the one that beat Kyle Shanahan in the championship game. got this the statue, or got the statue, and has the Super Bowl ring, and took over for Kyle Shanahan and his dad when they both got fired. Oh, that was funny. Chris Hansen says, better went out sad. I hope it wasn't that mad, man. I mean, he did kick me out, though. There's nothing I can do about that. You can't bring stuff up and say stuff about me and then get mad yourself. That's just, that doesn't matter. Keith Watts says, yes, I know it's not you. I know it's not you. Good, man. Good. Yeah, if you could let some people know and tell Rombo too, hey, man, that's not even Rudy. You should probably just, because people think they are talking to me. And I'm just like, matter of fact, once in a while, I'll go in there to see what they're talking about. And then I go, oh, I'm already here. I might as well get out. But yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's not me. Me and Beth will go at it, but if you notice, I don't call them names. We just talk about, but that's not what I'm about, man. I don't do that. Danny Barry says, how about those Dodgers? I love it, man. Man, the pitching stuff is killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Yep. Danny Barry says, imagine Jimmy G revenge game. I'm kidding. Man, okay, there's a few things that I don't agree with Sean McVay doing and Les Snead, and I'm going to list them right now. I wanted Carson Wentz back. Okay, I wanted Carson Wentz back. Didn't want Jimmy. I understand why they got Jimmy. Who knows? Maybe Sean McVay wanted to show Kyle Shanahan that he can fix Jimmy. I don't know. But Carson Wentz was a great backup, man. Plus, even though it was a battle of the backups, he ended the streak for us. He very least should have got a contract. But he's with Kansas City. Smart move. I wanted him. I don't agree. I know that things probably happened with Ernest Jones. That's why we got rid of him. But it's right in the eve of a week before the first game of the season. He was the green dot, middle linebacker. We should have just, whatever he's saying, okay, yeah, be quiet. Just I don't know what happened. But for us to just get rid of him for a bag of Doritos and swapping a 5th-round pick is stupid, because we would have kept, well, who knows if it was a cancer in the locker room. I don't think he was, but I wasn't there. But you keep him on the team, let him play for you. Even if you don't give him a contract, we get a 3rd-round compulsory pick. I don't understand that, but I was not there. But I'm just telling you how I feel. I don't know why we didn't unleash Blake Corum in game 1. I know it's a rookie. The game plan got thrown out because of the offensive line, but it's just football. I'm not asking you to do eye surgery. You're not going to do eye surgery. It's football. Hey, Blake, I'm going to put you in the next play, man. Hold on to the ball. Be physical. Do your thing, man. All right? All right. You drafted him. You drafted him to play on your team, okay? It's not rocket science. You don't have to leave. If he's not used to the blocking schemes, you don't want to get Stafford lit up, understood. On the goal line, instead of Kyren Williams, he's a little light in the ass. Blake Corum's got more a lower body strength, a little more powerful. We probably could have got in there. So who knows? But unleash him, man. It's not rocket science. So those are some things that I don't agree with. What else? Tutu Atwell, why is he still on the roster if he's not going to be an able body? And I know Yarborough probably is fighting for him, our great receivers coach, Yarbs, but he's not doing it. So he needs to have us sit down with, hey, how you doing, Tutu? Thank you for coming in. So here's some film. We need you not to do that. We need you to make some plays, okay? Here's some film of Worthy from the Kansas City Chiefs. See what he does? Imitate that. He needs to be, listen, I don't know why he's still on the roster. If he's not holding his weight, then get rid of him. You're right. So that's another thing. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Tribe says, Everett blew off Churice. Shock 42 says, go Doyos. Yes, indeed. Ramatize, King Mufasa, respects to you, homie. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys saying that. As to my guy Mufasa. SM says the Super Bowl trophy is named after Vince Lombardi, who won 5 NFL championships. There you go. Yeah, man. The Green Bay Packers won a shitload of NFL championships, man, and that's why they named that. That's a great comment. Jr. says that clown thinks Purdy's elite. Purdy a QB in the good system. Purdy's Purdy? I'll say it this way: Purdy is like buying. Purdy's like buying a bug that's fixed up on the outside. Nice paint job, nice rims, but it has a Porsche motor. You're like, holy shit! I got this for $700. Oh boy. Yeah, but after 2 years, you gotta pay for a transmission. You gotta pay it. You gotta pay all that money. That's okay. Or 3 years. ESG says, yep, yes indeed, love it. ESG says, I think Levi Stadium is hosting a Super Bowl soon. While that's going to be boring, there's nothing around that stadium. Yeah, that's a good comment. One of the things that I always bring up, ESG, is I think that Sean McVay and Les Snead are eyeing that Super Bowl in 2026 and the Super Bowl in 2027. Now, they want to win now, don't get me wrong. Because how would it imagine Sean McVay and these Rams, whether Stafford's still here or not? Hopefully, we'll have the understudy as Kyle Shanahan. That's why I alluded to Kyle Shanahan on Bethel's chat, that they know how to win by putting a Brock Purdy, a guy that can just Jimmy Garoppolo, the guys that can just manage the game and have a good running game. They can get far. They can get to the Super Bowl. Imagine Sean McVay at Levi Stadium hoisting that Lombardi. And then the following year, 2027, the stadium's back at SoFi Stadium. Imagine back-to-back Super Bowls. So maybe the best is yet to come, man. I always say, hey, Niner fans, you want to have a nightmare? The Super Bowl is going to be with this young Ram team. Who knows if Stafford will still be there, but McVay, they'll go get a quarterback. They showed it. Just depends on when's going to be available. But imagine Sean McVay at Levi Stadium in a couple years hoisting the Lombardi. You want to have and the Niners are coming back down because of the Brock Purdy contract. Guys, Trent Williams won't be there. Kittle will be gone. Debo will be gone probably next year. Imagine you really want to have nightmares. King Mufasa says, Rami Ties, YouTube, bro. Cool. Love that you guys get along. Chris Hansen says, what's up, tribe? I'm a Niners fan, but this is Rams host. That's cool, Chris. Appreciate you coming in. Shaka says, you need a Royal Rumble like that with Rumble. He'll hang up on me. He'll have Alice in the background. Yeah, she says, no one escapes a baddie coming, not even the 49ers faithful. Jim Ever says, King Mufasa, fierce Matthew Dime Stafford. Love it. Chris says, Rumble wouldn't cry like Bethel. Rumble's a good guy, man. We go back and forth, me and my guy Rumble. He is a Laker fan too. So is Bethel. But we do go back and forth, Rumble. She says, I can honestly think a lot of LA Ram fans don't go to the stadium because it's so expensive to live. That's a good point. Economy-wise, it's expensive, man. And I just told you about the parking, how I got irritated, how us returning season ticket holders couldn't even get a parking pass because they got sold out. And I'm like, what? So I have a season tickets, right? But I don't have nowhere to put my car. I got to fend for myself. We should have had, and I gave them a stern email and told them why I was giving up my season tickets, why I'll just be going to the game that I want to, because that's dumb. And I told them, by the way, there's a lot like me that are OG Ram fans that were season tickets from the LA Coliseum when they came back in 2016. And then you guys treat us like that. All the people that were season ticket holders from the year prior should have first right of refusal. Send us an early email. Say, hey, listen, guys, if you want to renew your parking pass, you're going to have to do it by this time. Otherwise, it's going to go back in the queue. That's why they should have did it. But anyway, it is what it is. SM says, Winder Sickness is a fitting name for him. Be nice. He's a good dude, man. He just got mad. Parking pass, gas, parking, food. Yup. It is expensive, man. It is expensive. What I do is I eat at the tailgating with the Vermilia, and then I have my little snacks, you know, and sometimes you got to put them in your back pocket, you know, my trail mix or M&Ms, whatever it is. You can bring a water bottle, so I get a frozen water bottle because sometimes I don't want to leave the game, leave my seat. I have to get and throw a whiz, and then by the time you get out of the restroom and you're in line, the damn beer line and all that stuff's in the way. You know, you want to get a Coke or something, and then we eat after the game too, or we eat at they make you leave in the parking lot about an hour later, but we try to eat after. So, but I definitely eat before the game, so I don't have to spend a lot of money on the stadium food. And it wasn't even that good in the first few years. Shock 42 says Grant Cohn and Jake Ellenbogen doing it live tomorrow. Rudy, oh, cool. Thank you, man. Oh, I love that. I love that. I haven't been on Grant's live in a while, man. I was waiting for that. Let's see. Jim Evers says 49er Stadium is a third world dump. Rami Chan says, I lost all respect for sick lines. It's okay, man. It's okay. Stockton says we could have been rude also and let Beth know that come on, Doug Stockton. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. You're my dude too, but nah, it's not good. I can say that about myself too, man. Kickman Watson says Stafford fears Kyler Murray and Jim Everett. Man, you know what? Kyler Murray. Listen, sometimes guys just like you know, like as Laker fans, a lot of us are Laker fans. You know how you like what? You know how you always beat a team, right? And then one of their stars goes off on you for like 40 points, and you're like cooking you, and you're like, he hit 4 3-pointers. He had 40 points, and we got blown out. What the hell? You know, that happens. And, you know, it just happens to be football. Tony Wright, how you doing, Tony? Falcons, baby, man. The Falcons look pretty good, man. Like that tight end. Like that talent. L.A. Lou. Like our team, and even with these injuries, I think we can win, but I do have a concern. I'm not sold on Shula. I hope the team played the Lions show up. That's okay not to be sold on Shula because, you know, he was with the Rams. I understand the promotion. But I'll just tell you this, that they got to start the defense. Okay, so it was a one-off against Arizona because, like I said, you had Detroit game and you had the Niner game sandwiched in between. Was it a trap game besides the injuries? Shoot, let me make sure I didn't mute myself. I touched my speaker. Here we go. Testing. Okay. I have a mute button right here, and accidentally if I touch it, it'll mute me and I won't even know because I have the screen on it. So was it a trap game besides Kyler Murray going off? Both things collision, because I think defense is going to be swarming, man. The defense is going to be swarming. Kobe Turner and Verse and Byron Young are going to be doing their thing, man. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. King Mufasa says, what's up, Tony Wright? Yes, indeed. Stockton says, King Mufasa fears a bars. Stockton, behave, man. You're my dude. Behave. Jesus says, I think Johnson is going to be targeted a lot on Sunday. That's a great comment. He's the guy that caught a touchdown in the back of the end zone in the battle of the backups with Carson Wentz. He's pretty good, man. Besides this preseason stuff, he was pretty good in that game. Willington's going to play the Puka role. Demarcus Robinson's going to do his thing. And then you got Parkinson. I mean, Tutu Atwell can maybe get loose for some deep passes, or a couple of the plays that worked against the Niners was the screen passes and balls in the flat. And because Leonard Floyd and Bosa are going to be coming in, and he just kind of drop it over the top. Somebody's got to watch Fred Warner. We didn't do that against Buda Baker. He was just like beelining like a receiver, get in his way. Natural screen. Oops, I'm sorry. Were you there? I'm sorry. Delay him. You got to do that with Fred Warner. Make him pop his ass. And now it's easier said than done. He goes beeline to the ball carrier. One of your offensive line goes boom. And then he'll delay because he's human being. You crap him, not dirty, but legally, block his ass, man. That's how you set up the blocks so they can, your running back or your receivers can get to the second level. Robert Tyson Mufasa, the Cardinals are 3-13 since McVay has been head coach. I think that's why they were, and some of the guys know that. But I tip my cap to Kyler Murray, man. It would have took an outstanding performance of Matthew Stafford dealing and Cooper Kupp having been healthy to withstand that onslaught, because we couldn't score, man. Tony Rice says, good evening, Mufasa. It's a new season. Yes, yes, yes. Nikita says, Kittle might not play Sunday either. 49ers will find out about Kittle Saturday or Sunday before the game if he plays. Yeah, I was saying that he may not play. I don't think he's going to play because, honestly, you don't want to mess around with an older player like Kittle and tightness in your hamstring, because then it could linger. You got to be careful with that. And you guys got a pretty decent replacement tight end. And then the Cowings kid, I keep hearing about him. He's got some speed. So we'll see what happens, but it's not hamstrings. Tightness in your hamstring is not nothing to mess around with. Travarius Ward, I heard too, that he's got tightness in his hammy, and he's got a knee that's sore. Ramtai says, true, but we'll beat them in the second game. I look forward to it. We're both coming off of losses, but I look forward to us giving a much better on defense, especially a much better performance. Tony Rice says Nikita was popping. Yes, indeed. Nikita says, hey, Tony, how are you going? The Falcons has a hard game against the Chiefs. Oh, they're playing the Chiefs. That's going to be a good game. Good game. Jim Evers says, Ohtani, 50 home runs, 51 steals. Props to Ohtani, another LA legend. He just got to get the ring, baby. Got to get the ring. Aaron Donald, Kobe Bryant. Ohtani's got to get that ring. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Our pitching staff sucks, though, so I don't know. Dodgers number 1. Yes, indeed. Chris says, Rudy, I'm blocked on Rumbles chat. There's another. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, she says, if they had free agency started in 1990, Steve Young would have left the Niners, and they wouldn't get their 5th Super Bowl. Rami Tai says, Shohei Ohtani, 51-50, 51-51. Amazing, man. And Jack 42 says, Ohtani is a dog. Man, that guy is, 50 home runs, 51 stolen bases in an era where he's not juicing like McGuire and Canseco. Crazy. That's so crazy. Chris Hansen says, Ohtani's English is getting better. It's like the Boston Red Sox guy. I forgot what his name. Big Poppy or whatever his name is. The way they talk sometimes with the accent. Tribe says, Toby, I remember Fernando Valenzuela, same thing. T. Wright is pissed. Del Taco just be nice, guys. Be nice. It's like keep it about football. Keep it about football. I am too. I'm hungry too now. Beto got me mad. No, I'm just kidding. Robert Chase says, I was trying to get Anderson to bring me on live. He didn't want to. He want this smoke. No, he's a good guy, man. I'll have to reach out to him. Jock Ford says, to Fisher, Spagnola, Linehan, remember those years? Man, I do, and I'd rather forget. Scott Linehan. Rami Tyson's Chris. And that isn't this funny, though? To show you, how we say that, Kyle Shanahan is a great offensive mind, a great offensive coach, but he's a horrible head coach. Mike Martz is a great offensive coach, offensive mind, offensive coordinator, but a horrible head coach. Same thing with Scott Linehan. Linehan is a great defensive coordinator, but a horrible head coach. Some guys, Spagnola. Spagnola is a great defensive coordinator, one of the greatest ones to do it, but a horrible head coach. Rami Tyson's Chris Chandler days. What about Chris Miller? Here's our guy. I showed this before. Flipper Anderson against the great Deion Sanders with Chris Miller at quarterback. Man, you could not. Flipper Anderson actually baited Deion Sanders trying to bait him. Check this out.
From midfield. Miller airs it out again, intended, and caught by Flipper Anderson. Sanders got lost, and Anderson has the touchdown. He was right with him, Joe, and then hesitated, slowed down a step, 50-yard touchdown.
We always talk about Deion Sanders baiting people, right? Flipper Anderson baits Deion. He stops to let him think that the ball is coming down right here. See a little hesitation? And now he accelerates past him.
Listen, man, Flipper Anderson, Henry Ellard, when we had Jim Everett, Greg the Hammer Bell, Pete Houlihan at tight end, those were great teams, man. If we could have had an owner, that's why I was trying to talk to my guy Nander Sickness. If we could have had an owner like a Stan Kroenke, a Carol Rosenblum, man, Flipper Anderson, look, that's one of the greatest defensive and that's just one play, but that's what he did to everybody. Ask Ronnie Lott. Ask those Niner teams before Deion was there. And man, those are some great Rams teams, man. If we had the right owner, we would have dipped into some of those 5 Super Bowls. That's what I was trying to make my point. But it could have, would have, should have. But I was just trying to make my point that I remember those days. We had some really good Ram teams, and we just didn't have the full team like they did. It was, it is what it is. Tribe, I reported Tebow, y'all, it's okay. She'll be out soon. I didn't see what happened. Jim Everett says the great Tribe is right. Purdy, XFL talent. He says it looks like Lions are fading out. Why the Rams traded? That's why Rams traded Jared Goff. Yeah, what happened? The Rams took it out of them. Let me skip so I can catch up to you guys. Yeah, guys, just keep it about football. Let's everyone enjoy the chat. You know, it's Niners versus Rams week. Everyone keep it. You know, you guys do make me laugh, but you just keep it about the teams. Yeah, she says the Super Bowl was treated like an NFL championship until 1990. I think they started making entertainment with the halftime show. Yeah, it all changes. It evolves. But, you know, like so I was just trying to say, NFL championships, there's more money involved, more teams, TV contracts. It evolves, but you can't have the Super Bowl and what we have now without that. So you can't just say, oh, that doesn't matter. Well, if we have a team in Europe, in London, like the NFL tries to go out there, Mexico, and what if they call it now the World NFL Championship or whatever they decide to call it instead of Super Bowl? Let's just say that happened. Does that mean the Super Bowls don't matter now? Because now it's called something different, right? So that's all. But anyway. Let's see. Jim says Ohtani's 51-51, 3 home runs. That's crazy. 3 home runs tonight, 10 RBIs. Wow. Michael says, I will tomorrow night on Ramos Live at Chris Hansen. Yeah, let Ramos know that I'm not in there. It's a fake Ramelia. Tony Rice says, Rams are anus. Man, Tony, you know the Rams are beat up, man. Don't rub it in, man. Don't rub it in. Robert Chai says, OG Melon Heads represent. Yes, indeed. The Melon Heads. Love it. No paper bags, man. We're gonna win Sunday. Yeah, she says, hey, Rudy, how about if we hire a priest to do an injury exorcism on the Rams? We need to, man. We need to. Because this is even with these injuries, we're going to get over them. When the Rams get everybody back, we're going to be better than everybody in the NFC. This is what my still my focus on is what this man's going to say right here.
Number 3 is I think the Rams may not win it, but I think they reach the NFC Championship. I don't know if they can beat Detroit. I don't know if they can beat Green Bay. Kyren Williams, Blake Corum, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Sean McVay. That's a big-time offense. And they have given their last 2-3 years, all their draft capital up front is defensive dudes. They've been
So there's that one. And if that wasn't enough, here's another smart guy, Super Bowl champion.
Listen,
Big Wit.
I think the Rams have as good a shot as anybody. I think if they're healthy up front, I think that their offense is going to be one of the best in the NFL. And, defensively, I love some of these young players they got. Watching them, I've been to a couple of their scrimmages with the Cowboys.
And so there's Big Wit. And Big Wit, he calls it like it is. He's a Ram dude, but we haven't been able to see it. Everyone's hurt. So that's the important caveat. If we can get everybody healthy. The Rams have talent. Now, these are no-name dudes on in the pro ranks. You know them from college. The Fist, the Verse, the Byron Young, all those guys, Cam Kitchens. So, but these guys, they were brought in to play a role, and they're going to do it. They just need to get on the field. Their defenses are there, but I'm talking about the offensive line, but the whole unit together, scoring points, defense, being able to relax because the offense is going on a long run, or they can take a breather because the offense is moving the ball because the offensive line is back. Stuff like that. They work hand in hand. So, but yes, man, we're going to get back. We're going to get our guys back, and we'll be like this. Yes, indeed. Jim Maverick says Rams 27, no QB 49ers 22. Rams 49ers sports. Rams will lose Sunday. Niners. Gerard says 49ers have punches chance because Rams old line. Yes, indeed. We got some of our guys back. Yep. Jock 42 is the first. We'll get to Brock on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it, man. I really think he's going to do something. Let me skip. Fell behind in the chat. There we go. Marketing Pro, Blake Corum and Jordan Washington will step up. Love it. Rams have to stop the run. Yes, indeed. How you doing, my guy, Marketing Pro? Yeah, that's another thing. Thank you, Michael. So, Bosa has a rib thing, so he may not play. Thank you. I forgot about that. I put up my community post. So listen, and I'm going to piss off some Ram fans, but it is what it is. And we would look at it the same way if we could beat the Niners year after year after year in the regular season. They feel that without Kittle, without CMC, without Debo, maybe without Bosa, that they can still beat us. And rightly so, because they've beaten it. That's how we would feel. So we can be in our feelings like Niner Signal. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But that's why they feel that way. Just like we feel that way about the Cardinals before we got beat. We got them. So what are you guys going to eat out in the 49er game in LA? Wait, we still got tomorrow's game against the Cardinals. Oh yeah, but we got them. No, we don't. So that's what they think, that they're going to beat us without these guys, that they don't need them. We might as well sit them and let them heal up. That's what they think. Okay, let's get the wins now. Let's get the wins. Market process. Purdy with no weapons, trash. I love it. ESG says, Shohei is the greatest player I've ever seen in baseball, hands down. The guy's amazing, man. The guy's amazing. Market Pro says, 80s owner Barber was trash. Val Ramos says, the 49ers 5, Rams 2, but the Rams have the last 2. Fred Warner, man. Fred Warner's really good, man. He is really good. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get into another clip. Let's see. Here's our guys. We're going to need these guys on Sunday. Let's see. We're going to need these guys on Sunday. Let's see. I thought I had another clip here for you guys. Hold on. Okay. So here's Matthew Stafford on Sunday. Now, listen, he's a little beat up. I don't know why McVay didn't sit him down earlier and put Stetson Bennett out there. The game was out of hand. It was past halfway through the third quarter. Sit Stafford, live another day. Let Stetson Bennett get some reps. Stafford, there's no reports that he's hurt, but he was limping in that game. So, but here he is with the stanky leg. You're going to see some of this on Sunday.
He got away. Well, here comes the corner cap by number 7, Tavarius Ward, and Matthew Stafford with the little stanky leg move. The old guy's still got it. Watch. Whoop, whoop. Oh, ball security questionable, but he gets out of it.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you for coming in this unannounced chat after getting kicked out of Beto's line. I'm so sorry, Beto. I didn't mean to get you upset, man. I mean, I didn't mean for you to take your ball and go home, but it's all good, man. I'll reach out to you. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Just a note. I'm going to have Wayne Breezy on tomorrow at noon. I'll see you guys there, and I promise you I won't cut him off. But just so you guys know, I'll be on with Wayne Breezy tomorrow at noon. I'll hopefully see you guys there. You guys should already see the alerts in there, and I was able to reschedule it with him. And so I appreciate you when you guys might go Rams Nation. Yes, indeed. All right, guys, have a great night. Appreciate you, SG. And let's see. King Wow says, Beto apologize after you. No, it's good. I'll reach out to him, man. First, I got to kid him, though. All right, man. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on tomorrow. I'll be on at noon Pacific. If you guys are not in Cali, with Wayne Brady, with my guy Wayne Breezy. And so we'll see you guys tomorrow. And I was able to reschedule with him. And it's going to be a short live. He's got something to do, and so do I. So it's going to be 30 minutes live. So come in right away at noon. We'll see you guys there. It's going to be a great conversation. I promise you, I won't kick him off, and we're just going to talk about how we feel the game's going to go. All right. Appreciate you guys. And as we always say, may the Romelia be with you. And Romulators, mount up. I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. Okay.